Welcome back to the Mental Health Minute. I'm Dr. Emily Mayfield, a licensed psychologist. Thank you for watching this video and being a part of the Mindset Therapy family. For today's video, I'm going to discuss the term narcissistic abuse syndrome and what it is. This is not an official diagnosis recognized in the world of mental health, but is a way to classify thoughts, moods, and behaviors experienced by people who have been in abusive relationships with a narcissist. But before we discuss that more, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate all of you who have already subscribed, allowing this channel to grow. Also, comment below if there's a video topic you would like to see. If you've been in a relationship with a narcissist, you've likely experienced abuse at some point in the relationship. This is not to say that all people with narcissistic personality traits abuse. However, abuse is commonly seen. A common form of abuse perpetrated by narcissists is emotional abuse. Emotional abuse is abuse that consists of criticizing, belittling, and manipulation as a way for someone to gain control over another. Emotional abuse is tricky to notice, however, because it can be subtle and slowly develop over time. If your partner hit you, it would be obvious this action had occurred. However, subtle put-downs are easy to excuse away as a misunderstanding on what they meant, saying they had a bad day, or it really isn't a big deal. The slow development of emotional abuse is what makes it so hard to recognize. While you might excuse a behavior today, this allows for additional put-downs and criticisms to be perpetrated against you over time. Because it develops slowly, you don't easily recognize what's happening. Emotional abuse in narcissistic relationships is often marked by control and manipulation. Through their words chosen and their ability to alternate between loving and then demeaning, you never know what you're going to get. However, because there is some good, you always have hope the good will come out of the bad. With the tactics used by the narcissists, such as love bombing, idealization, devaluation, and gaslighting, you're often left confused and questioning your own reality. You start to doubt and question the simple things in life and can no longer trust yourself. This is a large part of what has been termed narcissistic abuse syndrome. Narcissistic abuse syndrome is not a clinical term that can be found in the DSM, which classifies mental disorders. However, it is a term that has been used to describe the abuse experienced from a narcissist. When you have been the victim of sustained abuse in which your reality is always questioned and you develop uncertainty in all areas of your life, you struggle in making simple decisions. Your source of reality becomes the very person who is abusing you, further distorting how you view things. The longer you remain in the relationship with a narcissist and experience the emotional abuse, the worse your mental health and self-confidence become. It's also important to remember that the narcissist functions by devaluing others to feel better about themselves. Their self-esteem is improved the more they can decrease your self-esteem and have you rely on them more. As a victim of narcissistic abuse, you start to become over-focused on your failures, flaws, and other shortcomings. The narcissist is always pointing them out in you, so you start to think they really define you. Part of you believes that you are the person the narcissist describes you as, but another part of you knows that you aren't. This is what makes it so confusing and where your reality is blurred. You are no longer sure who or what to believe. Are you the person the narcissist says you are, or aren't you? If you're experiencing emotional abuse from a narcissist, you might find that you're having intrusive thoughts that you can't get out of your head. You're easily startled or triggered by situations. You feel isolated, and you find that you are always alert as if you're walking on eggshells. You no longer move freely through the world. Everything you do becomes something you think about and how it might be perceived by others, or whether it is the right thing to do. Your ability to make independent decisions has been affected. Because you are no longer sure what is real and what is imagined, you might find you're isolating. When you are confronted with information counter to what you believe, it's easier to step away and not interact with the world to limit the incoming information that leaves you confused. The problem is now that you are more reliant on the narcissist and their abusive tactics. The more you isolate and remove people who don't gaslight and manipulate you, the more your only reality becomes the one created by the narcissist. On one hand, you feel safer in your house away from others, but on the other hand, you're now more reliant on the person who is abusing. If you feel that you're a victim of narcissistic abuse, it's important to reconnect with family and friends so that your reality can be better protected. While getting out of an emotionally abusive relationship is hard, it does get easier the further you get away from the abuse. Comment below if you've experienced narcissistic abuse syndrome. Your experiences can help others who might be in a similar situation. Also, if you enjoyed the content of this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button to be a part of the Mindset Therapy family, go ahead and do it now. I look forward to seeing you at the next video.